Junkman from VintageRock.com, and we are here at NAMM 2018. And to my left, I have Larry from the OWC company. And for a lot of you guys who are Mac and PC, mostly Mac users, he's got some really interesting products that he's going to tell you about. So, Larry, how are you?
Doing great. Having a great time at NAMM here. So,
absolutely.
It's a great opportunity to show some of this great product. See a lot of great folks, and glad to be talking to Junkman, right? Yeah,
it's me.
Awesome. So, we don't believe anything is junk. I mean, the bottom line is it's working. Working great. You want to keep it going, keep it relevant, and honestly, if your workflow is right, you don't want to mess with it.
Right.
And we're the stuff behind the scenes that keeps that product, keeps your systems relevant, keeps them going faster, keeps them running right. Keeps that workflow intact. So you don't have to worry about reinventing the wheel.
For sure.
You want to be creating, not filling with technology. And I get really in the weeds about all the techie stuff, but quite frankly, our product is built so that you plug it in. Actually, after you plug it in, you can pretty much forget about it because you're back to creating. You're back to doing what you do best. You let us do what we do best, which is keeping your stuff cranking. And I got next to me is this is an Imac. This is actually a 2011 machine, and we support systems new and old. And going back a few years, these are systems that run great. People still use them. People are still buying them today for audio workflows. They work with some of the other OSs where you got software. You don't have to worry about software complex upgrading. Long and short of it is, whether it be putting an SSD inside, putting a second SSD inside, replacing a hard drive, put the faster processor in. We have these upgrades for the older systems so that they, quite frankly, work better than some of the newer systems.
Quicker, faster, more storage, all the above.
All of the above. And again, it goes back to, sometimes it is time to buy a new system, but that means you also have to upgrade to a new OS. You got to mess with all the software updates, all your existing applications. You may need new dongles and docks and other things. It's not as easy as just buying a new system, plugging in.
Right.
And if it already works, why spend that much more when you can make what you have already much better? So we keep these systems relevant and we keep things cranking. But we also, move on. That's a machine from actually a platform that's almost a decade old. You get to the newer systems, and these are 2013 all the way to 2017 MacBook Airs and the MacBook Pro Retinas, which are all over the place. DJs, production, right on stage. These systems are running big concerts. Right. Sometimes you need more storage inside. Sometimes you need faster storage. You don't have to buy a new system just because you're out of internal storage. So our blades, we make it really, really easy. Quite frankly, we pull the curtain back and say, you don't have to, it's not complex, it's not hard. The bottom plate of these machines come off. We have videos to show you. You need more storage, the factory blade comes out, a new OWC blade goes in, and now you can go from 256 or 512 all the way up to 2 terabytes and faster than factory. Today when you buy a new system, a lot of it's about, I need more capacity. You can upgrade the capacity very easily yourself.
You can do it yourself without having to pay all those extravagant prices that, Geek Squad or whoever you're using want to replace your hard drive.
Well, a real quick story, this got going because I personally needed, this was memory back in the 80s, and to discover personally that this is like a 5 or 10 minute thing I could have done at home. They charge $100, they still charge, Geek Squad still charges, Geek Squad's great, not knocking anybody, but charge $100 to spend 5 minutes to put memory in.
Right.
You can do this yourself. You don't need to haul your system in. You don't need to be put out. You can save a lot, and it's productive. It makes it. We want to make these things last. We want to make these things keep going. We want to do it efficiently.
Right.
So, but that's how I got started. Back then, it was big drive. You had to give up your system for several days. If you got to give up your system, that means you can't work.
Right.
So, saves you money, saves you time, and makes an upgrade very, very convenient. We show you how to do it because we want you can do it. There's nothing. Something that you do take to a technician, but the majority of this stuff, when you see how easy it is, it's like, yeah, that's awesome. I don't need to spend $2,000 on this new system. I can upgrade what I have, and everything keeps on rolling awesome.
But you do have an online technician that's available. Is it 247 or?
Oh, totally. There's 24/7 live chat, for tech and everything. We've got live people, all USA based, that are available from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We have real people, and these aren't script readers. These are folks that use the goods, know the goods. We're our own customers. All of our solutions are really customer driven. That's internal and external. We listen to our customers to understand their needs. We don't try to come out and tell you, you have to have this is going to change your life. We try to understand, we listen to our customers to understand what are the pain points, what are the needs, how do we provide a solution that works within what they already have, and eliminates that pain point, makes things better. Because you don't want to have to, I mean, if it works, you just want to keep it working, or if it needs a little improvement, you don't want to replace everything that's already doing its job.
And we've all been there.
Big time. And you know what? The promise never meets, what's actually delivered. So that's a whole other thing. We don't overcommit. We're not big on hype. We're the stuff that just works. And we understand what you need to work, and that's what inspires all these great solutions. So we go around, Mac Pro, we got internal upgrade, we have SSDs, we have everything you need to make this as relevant as possible. I mean, it's not, as Apple and all the PC guys have continued to move forward, there's less and less you can do, but we do the things that nobody else can do. So you can certainly check out upgrades for these guys.
Sure.
The Silver Towers are still incredibly relevant today. Studios are still buying these systems. We do processors, we do memory, we do SSD arrays. We're supporting, again, we don't tell you have to buy something brand new to have our solutions, work for you. We understand the need, the importance of, again, what that workflow that's already serving for you, where it fits, why you need it, and in some cases it's better than what you can buy today. And we're happy to have solutions that, again, support a wide span of, for lack of a better term, legacy systems. They don't build them like they used to build them,
right.
That's for sure. So we're glad to keep these systems that were built to last way longer than probably the manufacturers wanted, because you don't have to replace them when it keeps on working the way it works. But we do keep it all moving forward to what is newer, faster, and meets a whole new range of requirements. I mean, 4K production, 6K, 8K, and now 12K HDR. That's a new generation of hardware. That's a new generation of computing power. This is our Thunderbolt V4. This is up to 8 terabytes of NVMe flash.
Wow.
It is the fastest drive on the planet that you can externally connect. This is the kind of thing where you're transferring terabytes in less than an hour. You're transferring about a terabyte in 10 to 15 minutes for ingest, for doing editing, for doing backup duplication. When you're in a space where you can't lose it, you can't risk it being lost in transport,
right.
Any number of things. This saves an incredible amount of time in getting that data safely backed up. And on top of that, now you can also do your production work on it. And it comes in a really awesome case for shipping too, So
you're responsible for a lot of people sleeping a lot better.
Absolutely, and a lot of people who can now get sleep because they're not spending hours waiting for their dailies to come in.
Yep.
They sleep better because they're safe, and they sleep better because they don't have to stay up just to get the work done,
Great.
Which is a pretty big win. And then we move on. I mean, really in the field. This is a bus-powered NVMe array. Up to 2,600 megabytes a second, super fast. So whether you're doing video or just want something that's really sleek for your instrumentation, all your sound libraries, bus powered, up to 2 terabytes, the 2,600 megabytes a second read, plug and play on Type-C Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt 3 is an amazing technology that does really revolutionize things as you move forward and get into how to say the workflows of the future. So we got it for the old, we got it for the new, we keep on going. This is our on-the-go Pro. Up to 2 terabytes, it's rugged, again, fast enough for audio capture in the field, reliable. I mean, this is a staple product, it's used to capture, today it's used in concerts to capture audio, when you got multiple points, the transport, pocket size, fits right inside a coat pocket. I mean, the simple, again, we're not going to put big, colorful, flashing LEDs on it. These are things that, quite frankly, play the part, play it really well, and are built to the purpose, built to what the real world need is. Aluminum version, basically same thing. This guy over here is our USB-C dual drive, bus powers on any Type-C system. Even works on a Chromebook, which is kind of cool. And the nice thing is, it plugs into any Type-C USB system, Type-C USB or Thunderbolt. Bus powers, it's up to 861 megabytes a second. You can do 4K production on this guy. Plenty fast for audio, up to 4 terabytes, lots of room for audio and video. And any device with USB you can plug it into. So you're working on a Type-C system in the field or not, or you're working on a USB 3 in the field, you can move it to anything from today or a decade ago, literally, that has USB. So moving that data around, extremely fast for every need and extremely compatible and interoperable. And
extremely compact.
And very compact, very easy to slide into a backpack, attach into a rig. It's bus power when you're on Type-C. You don't need an external power adapter. For older systems, you need the external power adapter, but small adapter, very easy to use for a myriad of requirements. So we move along to the other side. These are staple, storage solutions. I mean, Mini Stack, the Elite Pro, which I can't tell you how many movies and albums that we produced, just with our good old single drive Elite Pro.
That's where you put the record collection in, right there.
Yeah, big time. And I think I'll tell you about all of our solutions. I mean, we over-engineer to a degree. I mean, we're not producing millions and millions of these things. We're to scale in regards to the scale. Even if we were shipping 1 million units at a month, we're not interested in saving a couple dollars here or there because we can use the smart power supply. We can cut, I hate to really say it, cut a corner here or there. And you look at our drives compared to our competitors' drives, just the power supply. You guys, I mean, it's just like amplification. You get an amp that, they're in the 80 watts. You crank it to 80 watts, you put that output out there, you get noise, feedback. When it really hits, how'd I say, the booms come through, it's not clean sound. I mean, you want more than you really need because it keeps it clean, it keeps things running cool, and you don't damage. You don't cause damage to the things that are putting that sound out. In this particular case, a larger power supply means we're not using, we ship a 3 amp power supply with our single bay drives compared to typically 1.2 to 1.5 you find with our competitors. Mm-hmm. Our competitors depend on peak power. Those power supplies can go above that, for this, the ebbs and the flows where there's more power required. We don't want to depend on something peaking. The power isn't as clean. You're putting more stress on the board. Power supply runs warmer. It reduces lifespan, and this is your data. I mean, these products have things that in some cases are completely irreplaceable. Even if you got a backup,
It's the safe deposit box.
Yeah, absolutely. We build things to last. We don't see things as disposable. We don't like planned obsolescence. It's not about us. We sell a drive that'll last 2 years. They'll come back. I mean, people have gotten used in some cases to stuff just failing. In our particular case, we don't want to see anything fail. And the design and the cost and just what we do in these solutions, we look to reduce that probably. We want our product, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, which in many cases is absolutely the case, still, storing your data, still there. Fairness with a hard drives are the weak link, the spinning media, that's something after 3-4 years, a drive should not be your primary. If that's been your primary, turn it into a backup, turn it into an extra. Right. Because just drive life alone is something that factor, but the long and the short of it is our solution is going to be there. Our solution is going to crank for you, and we're doing things so even the hard drive itself has a better lifespan because it's not being stressed. Right. Just the little details, and the little details you can't see that on the outside. It's even hard to pull it off from the specs, but we think about those things because we know how important what people store in our drives is, and that's that's been our legacy. We're 30 years in this today, and from day one, that's been something that's always been first and foremost. And even before we talked to audio guys and video guys, they found us because the reputation and the design. When people looked at specs and understood specs, it was such a difference versus everything else out there, and that's why we're here today.
How long has the company been around?
30 years. We're in our 30th year, for 2018. Started in 1988. So we've learned a thing or two along.
I would imagine, yeah.
And we really have to thank our customers for making all of that possible. We're here, certainly for our customers, but we're absolutely here because of our customers, and never forget to appreciate that. On this side, we have these are the workhorses of, whether it be audio, video. These guys are our Thunderbolt 4s. They come in Thunderbolt 2 and now Thunderbolt 3. Up to 48 terabytes of storage. And again, another really cool thing about these guys is a software-based RAID solution where you're able to get better performance in hardware RAID, and you're not limited to a single RAID mode. But in another way, you need performance for certain editing. You want the maximum performance. You can set up a segment very easy. And this sounds complicated, but we have videos and we have tech support folks to help anybody along. Even the easy setup will do this work for you. But it's a really cool thing. They have a lot of capacity. I need speed. Okay, well, part of that's going to be for editing. It uses the fastest part of the drives, lets you have your scratch area, your editing area, where you're going to get the best performance. And it's for a purpose. There's not redundancy there, but it's all for performance. Then another segment of the same drive has redundancy. So you're doing your work. The work output goes into an area of the drive where, look, hard drives fail sometimes. Unfortunately, it's a fact of life. It could happen in shipping. It could just be, bad luck. It could be it's a 3 or 4 or 5 years in, and the drive has reached the end of its life. The two things I'll say there is, number one, we have drive failure prediction software running. So you typically get, by the time Smart tells you have a problem, you've already encountered issues. You already maybe don't know why things are going wrong. We've got software that typically gives you a good, if not a few months, a much greater length of time to know it's time to replace a drive.
Right.
But in the event of a drive failure, your data is still protected. On the same line, you can do editing because it's got that redundancy. It's using RAID 5, it's using RAID 4, or 0+1, however you want to set it up, depending on how much protection you're looking for. But on the same drive, instead of having to have two drives, one for editing and one for storage, you have one solution that gives you both. They can be in that rig, and you never have to worry about. And on top of that, how do I say, the price for performance, is an incredible thing as well. You're not just saving because you don't have two units. You're also getting a better cost on a solution that gives you that flexibility. And if ever, we don't lock you into our hardware. We want you using our solutions because they are the best solutions for the need. And in the case of the software solution, the driver's built into the OS. You don't have to preload it. You don't have to buy it necessarily. You need to get your data off. But if something happens to this Thunder Bay, you ship it somewhere or somebody drops it, something happens where the actual hardware is inoperable, any way you can connect those 4 drives, you can pull 3-4 random USB cases, pull drives out, whatever you have to do. If you can get those drives connected where the computer can see the drives, it comes up. It's not tied to our hardware. There's nothing proprietary. And Drive Savers is a data recovery house that did a great coverage on software. They love working with arrays that have been software protected because there isn't a proprietary schema that they have to decode. We make it as easy as possible for people to get their data in any circumstance.
That's the key. That's the key right there. Make it as easy as possible.
Yeah. So. We don't want to lock you out. I mean, even our dual bay RAIDs, we have dual bay RAIDs or RAID 1. You got cases where one drive fails. The data's still there, but you can't get back to your data until you talk to the manufacturer and get another drive in there. That's not the case with our systems. Number one, they continue to function, they tell you, but they continue to give you full access to the drive even with one of the drives needing replacement. The other cool thing is you can even pull a drive out, connect it direct. We're not locking you into our hardware. And there's no good reason to do so, by the way. And with a hardware box, if a hardware box goes down, if you don't have that same box in a lot of cases, with the same firmware rev, it was on that solution when it shipped, you can't just take the drives out and toss them into something different. You got to make sure you get the exact same thing, or you might completely waste all of your data. Cook it in one flip of a power switch. So
I don't even want to think about that.
Nobody wants to think about that. I go way into the weeds, and I'm trying really hard not to on the technology that makes all this stuff happen. But at the end of the day, again, we know you don't want to be worrying about your tech.
No.
You just want to know that you plugged it in, your data's there, it's safe. You've been given given a good direction to go, and hey, you're out there jamming away, doing the creative stuff.
As it used to be known, a turnkey solution.
A turnkey solution, and quite frankly, really without the turnkey cost, because everything is built to plug and play and go, and it's just built better, so you don't need to have somebody sitting there plugging it all in for you either. Guys, doing whether they're doing concerts or whether these are doing studio work, in production, all over the place, or depending on these docks. The difference between a dock, hubs don't have a whole lot of bandwidth, and in fact, the docks that we compete with don't have a lot of bandwidth. Our Thunderbolt 2 dock and our Thunderbolt 3 dock have both been independently by all sorts of factors. It's just even here today, it won the I wish I had it award.
Congratulations!
It's just fantastic, and the thing of it is, this is a single cable that gives you connection to your system via the latest Thunderbolt, whether it be Thunderbolt 2 or Thunderbolt 3. You get 5 USB ports, you get a USB 2 reader, you get your Ethernet, you get display connectivity. You can power your computer off of one cable.
Wow.
And even more important than that, the USB ports. A lot of people have you got mixers, you got sound, you got MIDI, you got all these things that come in through USB. When you plug it into a dumb hub, you generally don't get the bandwidth you need. You can't run all those devices. You plug those things into here, we can be running multiple cameras streaming through all 5 USB ports, simultaneously capturing, displaying, broadcasting, because this is designed to handle that. We've got a big pipe behind it, and all those ports are given plenty of pipe room, plenty of room to be able to transmit that data. So these become integral because they're on, people are running major, you go to see a Billy Joel concert, one of those Thunderbolt 2 docks, and most of our Thunder Bays are all connected and helping drive that entire concert. This is the stuff that, again, when it needs to work, this is...
It's reliable.
It's reliable, and it doesn't just have the ports, it has the bandwidth you need, it has the punch, it has the pipe, so that the work actually gets done. You're not worrying about something lagging, because we connect this. We understand. I mean, we looked at it. I mean, way back, and we didn't even. This was common sense to us. Yeah, it increases the cost, but what's the point of having all those great ports? What's the point of connecting it through Thunderbolt with all that bandwidth if what you're connecting to it, can't tap it? You need that. I mean, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of the product.
It is amazing. And again, wish I had one.
All right on. Well, we'll have to get that fixed. We'll have to take care of that for you, right on.
Absolutely. Now, a website that people can go find out some more info.
Absolutely. They can check out OWCdistro.com, and certainly encouragement, hey, you can go check out MacSales.com as well. Okay. MacSales.com is a direct seller. I mean, all of our gear. I mean, that's where all this started. We even sell refurbished Macs. I mean, I'll tell you,
wow.
You
have covered all the bases.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 30 years, and I tell you, go back, we used to do just a couple of things, and all the things that we do today, it's because customers came and they, in some cases, politely asked, in other cases, practically demanded us.
It's good to know that there's people that are listening, it's great. It's very, like I said, it's very comforting to know that there are companies like this with something that, you've got everything you own on a computer, you don't want it to break down, and if it does, something by any chance doesn't, you have the people that can help you recover and fix and get you what you need. So it's very comforting.
We've been here for a long. We stand. I mean, I tell you, we stand behind what we sell. We stand behind what we tell people we're going to do, what the products are going to do. And I have to say, I mean, I don't like that. Look, customers love us for this, and I mean, I tell you, it is an absolute honor. Appreciate. I mean, I'm humbled by I'd say how our customer. I mean, what our customers do for us, and truly, I mean, I really mean. I mean, obviously, we got great gear, but we also support people. We have also people throughout the entire organization. We have awesome, incredible customers that really help make us who we are, and keep us driving forward. I mean, without our customers, we wouldn't be any place. They obviously support us. They buy our solutions, but they're why these solutions exist, because they really inspire us. They firsthand tell us, hey, what we need to know to give them the very best.
I appreciate you talking with us here at VintageRock.com.
Hey, my pleasure.
So,
really.
Again, it's
glad to be here.
It's Larry from OWC. Go check them out. And again, NAMM 2018. Lots of cool products, man. Go check them out.